You've been told that visualization is the key to success. Close your eyes. Picture the life you want. Hold the image. Feel the emotion. Manifest the outcome. We've been sold a beautiful idea. And let's be honest, it feels good. Visualization is comforting, hopeful. It gives us a sense of control in a world we barely understand. But here's the truth almost no one talks about. Visualization has a dark side, a psychological trap, a quantum cost. And if you don't understand it, it can quietly destroy your progress, your self-trust, and your reality. Countless people visualize their goals every day, but get further from them. Not closer. Not because they're doing it wrong, but because the act of visualization itself is hijacking the mind in ways we were never taught to recognize. Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever visualized something so intensely that it felt real, and then you looked up, and your actual life felt disappointing? Or you imagined a version of yourself so perfect that your current self started to feel like a failure? Or you pictured your dream reality so vividly that you felt satisfied before doing anything? This is the paradox no one warns you about. Visualization can trick your brain into believing the work is already done before you take a single step. But that's only the surface, because deeper down, in your nervous system, your subconscious, and the quantum field, something far more complicated is happening. You're about to learn why visualization works for some people but backfires for others. Why the mind confuses fantasy with completion. Why trauma makes visualization dangerous. Why imagining success can collapse you into self-sabotage. And why your perfect future self might be killing the real future you. If you feel a slight tension in your chest right now, a kind of subtle discomfort, good. That means the doorway is open. Let's walk through it. Visualization is not harmless. It alters your biology. Here's the truth most spiritual teachers avoid. The brain does not distinguish between imagination and reality, but the nervous system absolutely does. Your brain loves imagination. Dopamine, fantasy, possibility. Your nervous system hates imagination. It only cares about survival. So when you visualize, well, success, confidence, physical perfection, spiritual transcendence, your brain might be excited, but your body is scanning for danger, because every image of a future you is a reminder of everything you currently are not. And if your subconscious still holds unworthiness, shame, trauma, fear, a history of failure, unresolved identity stories, survival-based programming, then every visualization becomes a threat, not a dream. This creates what psychology calls cognitive dissonance, but what I call energetic fracture is the moment where you see your dream, and instead of feeling motivated, you feel tired, anxious, overwhelmed, impatient, guilty, or numb. Your conscious mind says, "This is who I want to be." Your subconscious whispers, "This is who I will never become." But here's the deeper problem. Visualization intensifies the split. The more vivid your fantasy, the more painful your present reality feels. And now you're stuck in limbo, craving a life your nervous system refuses to move toward. This is the dark side. And if you felt this silent collapse before, you're not broken. Your body is protecting you from a version of reality it believes will hurt you. Which brings us to the next layer. The 3 layers of visualization that most people never align. Visualization only works when 3 internal systems agree. First, there is the mind, the images you form, the thoughts you repeat, the fantasies you return to. Then there is your nervous system, the fear responses, the safety cues, the subtle activation patterns that decide whether you feel calm or on edge. And beneath both sits your identity field, the quiet stories you hold about who you are and what you believe you deserve. Most people visualize using only layer 1. That's why it collapses. Layer 1, mind. This is the easiest part. Pictures, scenarios, imagine success, dreams, future self, construction. The mind loves this. It's cheap dopamine. Layer 2, nervous system. This is where most people fail, because your body doesn't care about your vision board. It cares about safety, predictability, past patterns, emotional certainty, survival. If your dreams feel unfamiliar, your body will sabotage them. If your dreams feel too big, your body will freeze. If your dreams feel unrealistic, your body will shut down motivation. Visualization is not mental imagery. It is nervous system exposure therapy. And most people shock their system too fast. Layer 3, identity field. This is the deepest layer. Everything you do in life must match your identity story, not your vision. Your identity always wins. I am are the two most powerful words. If you visualize wealth, but deep down believe you're bad with money, you will sabotage it. If you visualize love, but deep down feel unworthy, you will push it away. If you visualize success, but deep down identify as someone who struggles, your life will bend toward the struggle. Visualization without identity coherence is like installing new software on a corrupt operating system. It won't run. This is the real reason visualization fails. You're projecting an image your internal architecture cannot support. But it gets even darker. Consider a familiar example. Imagining the relationship you wish you had. In your mind, you assemble an ideal partner. Their personality, their emotional depth, the way they treat you, the closeness you feel with them, even the effortless chemistry between you. Feels amazing until you return to your actual life. Now every real person you meet feels too flawed, too human, too complicated, too imperfect. Visualization sets standards your nervous system cannot handle and real humans cannot meet. But here's the twist. Visualizing love when you still have unhealed attachment wounds will trigger your survival programming. You aren't visualizing a relationship. You're visualizing abandonment. Your subconscious sees the fantasy and says, I will be hurt again. This is dangerous. Stay alone. And now every attempt at love collapses before it starts. Not because you're unlucky. Not because people are wrong for you. But because your vision activated your fear system instead of your growth system. The dark side of visualization in love is this. You fall in love with a fantasy and develop resentment toward reality. Now let's talk about money because this is where visualization backfires the fastest. Most people picture the same things. A new house, financial freedom, a high income, a more luxurious life, abundance, ease. And yes, it feels inspiring in the moment. But here's the dangerous part. Visualization gives your brain the dopamine of achievement before you've done anything to earn it. Your brain takes the reward first and loses motivation to take action later. This is why research shows that people who visualize success are actually less likely to follow through. Because once the fantasy hits, things often collapse into procrastination, overspending, impulsive purchases, entitlement, impatience, and unrealistic expectations. Why? Because the fantasy offers temporary relief. Reality demands long, slow progress. And here's the dark side. Your brain starts believing you've earned something your actual life cannot sustain. Before we continue, I want you to pause. Take one breath. Not a dramatic breath, just a real one. Feel your chest expand slightly. Feel your shoulders soften a little. Feel the tongue relax in your mouth. Feel gravity holding you. Now ask silently, is my body fighting what I want? Just notice, not judge. Because the dark side of visualization is rooted in this exact moment. The micro-tension between desire and safety. You don't need to fix it right now. You only need to see it. Let's continue. Let's step into the science because this is where the illusion breaks. Your brain rewards fantasy the same way it rewards victory. The moment you visualize your dream life, dopamine fires, signaling mission accomplished. The reward comes before the effort, and ambition collapses. Meanwhile, your nervous system interprets desire as threat. New things feel dangerous. Unfamiliar things feel unsafe. Anything that contradicts your identity sets off internal alarms. Your dreams aren't rejected because they're wrong. They're rejected because they're unfamiliar. Visualization also magnifies the distance between who you are and who you wish to be. That distance aches, and the mind avoids pain, so you avoid your own future. If your subconscious holds trauma, the reaction is even stronger. You imagine success, but your body collapses into fear. And here's the deepest trap. Visualization can make you addicted to potential. You become someone who lives in the realm of almost. Someone who imagines transformation instead of creating it. That's why so many people spend years visualizing, journaling, scripting, mapping their future. Yet nothing changes. Because the visualization becomes a fantasy loop. A mental refuge. Not a coherent signal. And the quantum field mirrors the signal you broadcast, not the one you daydream about. Visualization is not the enemy. Misalignment is. Here is how you fix it. Step 1. Visualize less. Feel more. Stop imagining outcomes. Start embodying states. Don't picture the perfect relationship. Practice being emotionally open. Don't imagine wealth. Practice feeling safe with money. Don't imagine success. Practice small wins that regulate your system. Step 2. Shrink your visualizations. Instead of imagining a mansion, imagine one aligned action. Visualization should be a nudge, not a fantasy. Step 3. Visualize identity, not outcomes. Outcome equals fantasy. Identity equals coherence. Shift from, I want to be wealthy, to, I am someone who manages money well. Step 4. End every visualization with one grounded action. You teach the brain. This image equals movement. Step 5. Regulate first, visualize second. When your body is dysregulated, it rejects positive imagery. That's why the order matters. Calm first, visualize second, act third. That's the formula that actually works. Step 6. Visualize with your body. Feel it in your breath, your posture, your micro movements. Visualization must be somatic, not cinematic. The real secret? Visualization doesn't create your reality. Your identity does. Let me leave you with the final truth. The truth most manifestation teachings never touch. You don't manifest your future. You manifest your current identity projected into the future. Visualization works only when the future you're imagining matches the person you're being. So ask yourself, who am I becoming? Not in my fantasies, but in my patterns. If the smallest version of you contradicts the biggest vision of you, the field listens to the smaller one. Identity is the real visualization. Now, take a moment. Close your eyes, not to imagine a fantasy, but to feel the version of you who is not running anymore, not pretending, not escaping, not forcing, not hiding impossibility. Feel the version of you who takes one aligned action from a coherent state every day. That is the person the quantum field responds to. Before you go, leave one word in the comments. The word that describes the identity you are choosing. Maybe it's grounded, aligned, clear, or steady. Whatever rises first, choose that. And if this video opens something in you, subscribe to stay in this space. This isn't entertainment. This is the work of becoming. Thank you for watching. Let's continue this journey with clarity, with coherence, and with truth.